Hi everybody, this is Rich from juicing101.ca. I hope everybody's looking to have a good weekend. So I just wanted to basically tell everybody a little bit about myself. I'm going to do a little bit of video blogging in addition to our episodes that we are doing every week. My video blogs I'm just going to kind of keep to, about what's going on with our day-to-day life. Kind of just, keep up with myself. It's kind of a video journal, I guess you could say, for myself as well, where I can kind of keep track of how I'm doing. As most of you know, I've been doing this for a couple months now, so we're entering month 3. When I first started this out, to be honest with you, I didn't think that it would go this great. Everything has gone pretty good though, so we're really pleased about that. Pleased that everybody's on board. The amount of outpour that we receive from people everywhere has just been incredible. I do have to thank some people, and I'll do that towards the end. Some people that have helped us throughout this journey and are contributing to how well our site is doing and our YouTube channel is doing. So I'd like to thank those people if I could. I'll do that towards the end. Now most of you know that since I've been doing this, I lost quite a bit of weight. I knew that I would lose quite a bit of weight. I ate like crap. So when I mean like I ate like crap, I ate chips, I ate chocolate, candy, everything that you can imagine that's not good for you, I ate. Same thing with meat. So I think about it now, I don't even know how I did it, but meat, basically in my eyes had to move. It's just gross. Now that I think about it, and the stuff that I've watched through documentaries and TV and articles that I've read, it's truly disturbing. It actually is. That I could have put that into my body. Now I'm not saying that everybody needs to do that. It's my own personal decision. I would never boast about being a vegetarian. I'm glad that I am. I'm glad that I finally woke up after 34 years and decided that I don't need to eat meat. I'm happy about that now. I'm glad I made that decision. So I'm not going to boast to anybody though about it. I'm just happy that I did it. And ever since I've started doing this as well, my energy levels have been like through the roof. And a lot has to do with the juice. So a lot really does have to do with it. And I love now running. Like I would never, most of my friends out here that are going to watch this or that are going to hear about it, me running is like, you probably think I'm joking, but it's actually, it's helped me actually through this as well, because I can go to the gym and run on the treadmill, and I'm reaching goals now that I never thought that I would ever even come close to. Before I'd ever tried a 5K run before, I would be like near a heart attack almost. And now I can do 5K almost no problem. The other day I did 5K a couple times within a few days, and then I just decided that, I'm going to up it and I'm going to go 5K and then do a bike ride as well. So the other day I decided to go at 10 o'clock at night to the gym, and I'm doing 15K between running and biking. So my energy levels have just been ridiculous. We've done a lot with the house. So as you can see, this used to be Jacob's room. We put both the kids upstairs now, so that we can entertain company when they're over. We don't always have to, keep it down. Now that both kids are upstairs, it's great for us. We had some friends over this past weekend, and we didn't have to keep our voices down. The kids were upstairs, so that was good. It's giving us a lot more energy to do these types of things. So first we moved our bedroom into the basement. We moved Kaylin into our old bedroom. Then we moved Jacob into Kaylin's old bedroom. And I'm just trying to get the house now in order. Things that have kind of been on the backlog, for the last little while, because we didn't have the energy to do it. We just didn't. So now that we do have the energy, these things are getting done, and I enjoy doing them. And to be honest, maybe it's a little bit OCD now, but I can't stand when things are, out of place or stuff like that. So it's overall, it's been a good experience. I would never trade it in for anything. And, I'm glad that, I have this to share with everybody. And I appreciate the support that everybody's given us as well. It's, like I said, it's just been truly amazing, the amount of support, and just from everywhere, not just our friends, but people from all over. I've received messages from Toronto. I've received messages from other parts of Canada, the US, some people in the UK. Like, it's just the amount of people that have come to us looking for answers, or even just to follow our story, or just to say hi. It's awesome. Some of the things that I was dealing with before, and maybe even still are dealing with now. I had high blood pressure, and I really had high blood pressure. It's just a lot of stress, and just not taking care of myself, basically. So the blood pressure was always a problem. It was always high. I've had high blood pressure for quite some years now, and today I can actually tell you that I'm on 0 blood pressure pills. My blood pressure is 100% normal. So when I say 100% normal, I mean it's 100% normal. I feel great. When I was rebooting, I thought it was actually, some side effects of the reboot, because I thought it was just detoxing out of my system, that I was feeling sick to my stomach and the nausea and everything like that. It was actually turned out to be, it was my blood pressure. I actually passed out a few times, threw up a few times over it. So for anybody that, because I've experienced this, I'm going to now relay the message that anybody that does have high blood pressure issues, you do want to keep an eye on that, because you're bringing in so many nutrients and everything into your body, and you're starting to heal your body, and your body is starting to detox. Now your levels of everything in your body, your levels are going to start to normalize. So with your blood pressure, especially if you have high blood pressure, the whole point of your pill is to bring that blood pressure to a lower level. Now, once you start juicing and everything, and living a more healthier lifestyle with plant-based diet and juicing on top of that, you really want to check to make sure that your blood pressure is at a safe level. I quite possibly could have had a stroke had I not put the two things together. But now I can safely say I'm on no blood pressure pills whatsoever. I suffered from depression before as well. I'm still on a low dose of that, just because I didn't want to come completely off of it. For most of you that know our story, you can understand probably why I decided to go that route. It was fully on myself. I just didn't want to have, one of those kind of breakdowns. I just didn't want to have, I'd already known about that. The depression runs in my family, so at least I was smart enough, I guess you could say, to realize that this could become a problem, and it's best just to go ahead and fix the problem now. So that's what I ended up doing probably about 6 months ago, and I'm still on the pills now, but I do eventually hope to come off them. I feel great, and like most people that have done a reboot or have been juicing will tell you that first thing that comes is pretty much mental clarity, that you start to begin to, after the crummy feelings start, mental clarity then comes into play, where you start to think clear and you can reason more with things, and things that may have bothered you before, they don't bother you as much, or they don't even bother you at all anymore. The acid reflux on top of that as well, so I'm on pills for that. I can tell you honestly that I haven't had heartburn in 3 months. That is the pills as well as with the juicing, because no longer I'm still having a little bit of spice when we do eat. It's just the foods that I am eating, because I'm not eating a lot of high cholesterol foods or high acidity foods, anything like that. So those are helping my stomach issues for sure. The stomach pill I may end up staying on for a while just as a precaution, because I've had stomach issues pretty much since I was about 12 years old. I'm 34 now, so over 20 years with stomach issues is quite a while. I probably had asthma as well, because my breathing has not been that great over the last couple of years. Partially probably to do with smoking, which I can say now that I'm at day 24 now that I haven't had a cigarette. I feel friggin' fantastic with that. Again, like I started smoking when I was like 12 years old, which is, you think about it now, and that's a long time, especially when I'm 34 years, I'm going to be 35 years old. So I've been smoking definitely well over half my life. My breathing is great. My cardio is definitely improving, especially on the running. That's why I've been running so much. Sleep apnea as well. I'm still not having a lot of sleep, but the sleep that I do get is quality sleep. And I think just because the fact that I'm not getting a lot of sleep just has to do with how busy we are as of late. And I've been keeping really busy with this website, trying to get everything up and going. I know there's not a lot that's on there right now, and that's partially because I wanted to make sure it looked good. That was my main focus, to make sure that when somebody goes to our site, they're intrigued by what it looks like. They're intrigued by how much information is on there, and that's what I anticipate on bringing to that website. I'm not a person that likes to fail, and I don't think that with this I am going to fail. This has success written all over it, and I just hope that we can continue with that. I also have a condition that's called keratosis pilaris. Now, basically, what this condition is it's a form of it's like a skin rash almost. I have it basically on my arms, the top part of my arms, underneath my arms, and my daughter has it as well. She has it a little bit worse than I have, but I found that with the juicing, it's actually helped. Now, the funny part is though that you really have to give your body that just jolt of juice, so you've got to keep it up. If you're going to do something to try and heal something, then you got to make sure that you're on top of it. So you're going to have your 4 to 6 juices per day, and the most amount of water that you can have, and you keep up on your dehydration. So if the water and the juice is on top of that, you want to have your coconut waters and even your lemon water. Warm lemon water in the morning is great. Herbal tea is good in the morning as well, or in the afternoon, or late at night. Nice herbal tea. I have a tea almost every night now. Coming from a huge coffee drinker where I can easily drink 2 to 3 pots per day, plus go to Tim Hortons multiple times a day. Going from that to zero coffee. I thought it'd be a huge transition. I didn't think I'd be able to do it. Didn't think I'd be able to drink the teas and whatnot. And like I was just saying to a member earlier in the group that I can understand where the coffee drinkers are coming from, because I was one of them. So and you all know, like my friends, that I used to drink a lot of coffee, and now I've turned right off of the coffee, and I can drink any type of herbal tea right now. So you can find an herbal tea that you'll like. It's just a matter of looking and finding which ones you like. And there's great ones out there. So check out your grocery stores if you're making that switch from coffee to tea, and I'm sure you'll find something. I also have eczema as well, so I haven't been juicing as much as I'd like to right now, and that's just because finances just aren't in our favor at this moment in time. So, my eczema started to come back, and my eczema is all on my feet. Now, I went and seen a dermatologist about a month ago, something like that, and it's funny because I just finished a reboot, so when I went and seen him, everything was clear. I didn't have any KP on my arm. It was all basically all cleared right up. My feet, I couldn't show him anything. I couldn't show him the blisters that are usually, with my type of eczema, it's like a blistering eczema, so I have little blisters that are on my feet. I wasn't able to show him any of that. And, so I didn't have any of that, and now it's starting to come back because I haven't been having the regular juice that I was used to before. And I'm hoping by when our finances start getting a little bit better that this is going to start to improve again, because I noticed a huge improvement. And for a dermatologist to not even be able to notice that you had eczema before, to you can completely tell that I have eczema now, that has to show something that juicing clearly helped with that. So that's something that I can't wait to get back on. And then I also had swelling and inflammation in my hip. Now I've had hip problems for the last 4 years, as all of you have known that have read my story. I was involved in a car accident 4 years ago, so the inflammation and pain that I've had in my hip since then has been almost daily. Now, since I've been juicing, I have zero pain. There is no inflammation. So when I talk about that I'm able to run the 5K, I wasn't able to do this 4 months ago, in October and November. I remember, my wife basically driving or walking my daughter around for Halloween, and I was driving with Jacob in the car because it was too hard for me to walk. And getting sick too. Now, I felt the other day I was starting to get a cold. So I went and I did a huge workout at the gym and had a great workout. I tried to sweat out as much as I could. And then I came home and I blasted myself with some citrus. So I had basically anything that we had citrus-wise in the house, I just put all together in a juicer and I juiced it. So we had like lemon, some tangerine, some peach, I believe there's some honey oranges in there, or honey tangerines in there as well. Just anything that I found that was citrusy, put it all in the juice, and boom, I didn't have no cold. My kids and everybody else got sick, but I didn't get sick, so, yeah. Now, I had a question the other day, and I figured I would say this on the blog. Sarah Massia from Kingston, Ontario, she sent me a message. Sarah's my cousin, Queen University student. She asked me, she says, "Hi Rich, I've been juicing recently. Juicing about one juice per day, and I still feel hungry after my juice. And I have about 16 ounces of juice," is what she read. "Now, do you find it filling as a meal replacement?" So I had already talked to Sarah about this, and I had answered her question. I'm just going to answer it over here for everybody that may have this question, or may run into this down the line. That if you're going to juice once a day as a meal replacement, I would probably suggest doubling your intake of juice. So instead of having the recommended 16 to 20 ounces of juice per serving, because you got to figure, with people that are rebooting or we're juicing on a daily basis for even 3 days out of the month, that's what I generally do. So right now my goal is at least to have juice 3 days out of the month. Every single month I'm going to juice at least 3 days of those months, and consecutive. So for those people, you know, for us that do that type of stuff, 16-ounce juice to 20-ounce juice servings, you know, 4 to 5 times per day, plus our water intake, that's sufficient for us. Now, if you're going to use it as a meal replacement, and most people when they do use juice as a meal replacement, we're going to, you know, we would do it as a breakfast meal replacement, because that's generally where you want your most energy, is in the morning. So that's what I recommend. That's what most people tell me that they want to do, is they want it for their breakfast, because they just don't have time in the morning for breakfast, which is fine. Like, most people don't have time. So I would suggest, you know, maybe about anywhere from 24 to 32 ounces of juice. That way there you're filling up, and if you're having your juice at say 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be able to last until that noon hour when you're going to have your lunch at work. Otherwise, you are gonna feel probably a little bit hungry about an hour after you've had your juice, maybe even sooner, unless you're having tea or water in between. Now, there's no harm in having more water. Now, I found that, and I'm bad at this too, so my water intake is not the greatest, and I think I should maybe listen to a little bit more of what I say when it comes to water, so I understand that water may be an issue. But the juice, there's no really harm in having more juice. You know, the only real harm is when you're looking at the amount of content that you're having, as opposed to like if you're putting kale in, where, you know, with kale you have to be careful because you don't want it to affect the thyroid with the amount of kale that you're having. But most types of fruits and vegetables, you can have as much as you can, especially, you know, cucumber and stuff like that, where there's high levels of water that are already in these fruits and vegetables. You can have as much of these fruits and vegetables as you want, and it's not going to harm you. The other thing that I've been getting a lot lately too is, you know, I've lost 50 pounds or just over 50 pounds since January 1st. So I've been getting this a lot where you run into people that you haven't seen in a while, and, you know, it's kind of like they're looking at you like, wow, like, look at you, what are you doing? Like, or you get like, are you okay? You know, they basically think you're sick or something. And I just want to like ask people, like, you know, this is something that you can always ask. You can comment in the group or send me a message or whatnot. I'm just curious. Do most people encourage you when they actually physically notice that, you know, you're starting, you know, your face is starting to thin out, your jeans, you're able to fit into jeans that you haven't worn in a while, and they can just physically look at you and they can tell that, you know, you're glowing and that you physically lost the weight? Do people encourage you, or does it seem like they discourage you? That I'm kind of curious, because I've been getting mixed reactions with kind of both. So I'm kind of curious as to what everybody else has been getting with that. The next thing I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce a new member of our group. His name's Dan Miller. Dan has been is a true inspiration. Now, I posted a link today of a little quick video that Dan made for the Reboot for Joe website. It's also on their website. You know, Dan was overweight in his 50s and battling a bunch of different problems, which I'll let you actually watch the video. It's only a couple minutes, and he kind of explains, you know, what brought him into the juicing. So I'd really like everybody if you could welcome Dan to our group. I think he'll be a great fit for our group here. You know, we're not all about numbers here at juicing101.ca. We're more about a close-knit. As you noticed, me and Lacey are very hands-on when it comes to our group members. There is a purpose for that. I feel that if we're more hands-on and more personable with people, it just feels more comfortable. I know that, you know, with a lot of these larger groups, people don't know where to start because there's just so much. So, you know, with us that we're a little bit smaller and we're just starting out as well, we kind of know where everybody's coming from on this. So I appreciate Dan for joining our group. He's given me a lot of information over the past, you know, 3, 4, 5 days I've been talking to Dan, and like, I appreciate everything you've done, buddy. Your story's amazing. I get a lot from your story with me as well. Like, I know how it is, so I appreciate you being here, and look forward to a good relationship down the road. So thanks a lot, Dan. Another thing I'd like to do is I'd like to mention that juicing101.ca and Real Juice Canada have partnered up. Now, the whole point of our partnership is basically just to get juicing out there to the people. I have some ideas that are going to be rolled around in the next couple of months, and those will be posted on our website and our groups as well. So if everybody just wants to stay tuned with that, there's going to be some pretty cool stuff that's going to be coming up regarding that. The CEO of Real Juice Canada is Amanda Jasquith. She's basically, just a working mother with, I think she said 3 children. And she just, again, has passion for juicing like I do, and like Lacey does, and like most of you do, where we came across something in our life that brought us to juicing, where most of us is Fat, Sick, and Early Dead, and Joe Cross. Some of us is Jason Vale. Others, it's other things. We read articles, friends. So yeah, she just, like one of us, started up a business. And I'm just going to try and do everything I can to help her out, and she's doing the same thing with us, trying to do everything she can to help us out, and we're just trying to spread the word. So I've also started a club. It's a committee that is basically, because of the outpour that we've been getting, I wanted to basically get a group of people that are knowledgeable in juicing, health and wellness and fitness, and get us all together and kind of brainstorm ideas, focus on topics, focus of discussions once a month or bi-weekly, and we can put our ideas together and kind of come up with either a newsletter or something where we can pass off what we feel is necessary for everybody else to learn or be aware of, and then we can pass that off to you guys. So I've called this club the 101 Club. And like I said, the purpose of the club is, it's basically a committee of people that are either myself and Lacey, where we're avid juicers. We also have Fortunata McConkey, who is part of our group as well, a new member of our group who we recently met in Toronto at the Joe Cross Reboot book tour. And we met her and her husband there, great people. Very interested in juicing. Fortunata is a yoga instructor as well, so she does yoga in her home. I do have her links on our website. Well, I will have them on our website. I have them in our group. You can check them out there. Her business, I believe, is called Wellness of Compass. You can check that out. I don't know if the site is up and running yet, but she does have a page on Facebook, which is linked to my page. So you can all find her there. She's also doing some training. And we also have Jamie Gaskin and Sandra Hex, who are 2 personal friends of myself and Lacey. Jamie's been juicing for about 10 years. Me and him have gotten along pretty good as of lately, just because we have so much in common, and I see a lot of Jamie and myself, a few years older than him, but I see a lot of me and him where he was chubbier and everything, and he just got to the point in his life where he had to make a change, and he lost a ton of weight, and he looks great now. Mental clarity that guy has is phenomenal. And then our friend Sandra, again, is a great person. She's quite the character. If you can check out some of her YouTube videos, I highly suggest it. She's quite the character, and like I said, she'll make you laugh. So we're glad to have them. Another close friend of ours, Sarah Stevenson. She's a registered massage therapist. She believes in a lot of holistic healings, and a lot of natural stuff as well. So we've added her onto our group because she's just a wealth of knowledge, and she's given us a lot of knowledge as well. So I like thank you very much, Sarah, for being a part of our group. And then, like I mentioned, Amanda Jasquith is part of us too, from Real Juice, and also Dan Miller from the reboot from Joe. You'll see his testimonials on there. He has joined us as well. So that's our committee as of now. So if anybody else wants to join our committee, you know, it's nothing special. It's, you know, we just want to get together and share stories. We're looking at our first meeting. I said March 16th, but I'm playing with a platform right now to get us all together, either on video or at the very minimum, we'd be able to speak to each other over a mic. So I'm looking at probably the end of March for that. That'll be our first committee meeting on that. I'm also probably going to be launching a website for that as well, so you can look for that. I just want to talk just a little bit more about a few things, and then I'm out of here. So I'll go Joe Cross and the reboot just for a few minutes. You know, our Twitter followers have been increasing lately, and I have, you know, I do have Joe Cross and Reboot to thank for that as well. You know, they've been retweeting a lot of our tweets that we've been sending out, and they've just been really supportive of what we're doing, and I just, again, like to thank them for everything that they did for us and are continuing to do for us. We really do appreciate it. You know, all I have to do next is to get them to follow me, and then I'd be a really happy guy. So, yeah. And who knows? Maybe one day Joe will come to Canada and do a Reboot Canada. Now, wouldn't that be awesome? I think it's a great idea, Joe. You know, same concept. Like you go to New York and go to the Omega 5 days. Come to Canada and do that in 5 days. I think we can make that happen. So. You know where to find me, Joe. Anyways, I'm going to do a shout out just before I get out of here. Just a quick shout out and thanks to Shane Whaley from Juicing Radio. I'd like just to thank them for all their support and the shout out that they gave us on their episode 29 of Juicing Radio. You know, I've been talking with Shane now for a couple months. He's a great guy. He's got his own website running on juice.com where you can find Shane's story. Great guy, great story. You know, he overcome a lot of stuff himself, and you know, now he's just trying to spread his knowledge and help people by interviewing people about juicing and health and wellness and fitness. So Shane, you're doing a great job, man. Keep up the good work, buddy, and we appreciate everything that you're doing for us. Also like to do a shout out to the natural juice junkie, Neil Martin. I came across Neil's story, and again, most of these people that you'll find, you know, they do have some great stories behind what they've been doing. So Neil's another one of those guys. You know, sent us out a shout out on Twitter, so I'm going to do that through my video. I've also done it on Twitter. Thanks again, Neil, for your shout out, and thanks. You can find Neil on Twitter at the Juice Junkie, and also his website is naturaljuicejunkie.com. Check that out. I'd also like to send a shout out to Brandon Fry, friend over at Forks to Feet. You could find Brandon on Twitter as well, Forks to Feet, as well as his website, again, www.forkstofeet.com. Another great story. Brandon's a runner, and check his website out. And I just hope that everybody, you know, has a great weekend. I hope you like the video blog that I've released today. I've been trying to do this for the last couple of days, just things have been really busy, and you know, trying to get everything else in order as far as the website and some other things that we have going on right now. So glad that I'm able to do it. Hopefully everybody appreciates it, gains some knowledge by it, and hopefully a little bit of motivation as well. So until next time, juice on everybody. Take it easy.